Hey guys, welcome back to another Hades How To's. This is really just the second one. But anyway, on one of my older videos I made a while ago, where I changed the startup sound to the Windows 7 startup sound on my Windows 10 laptop, which is not this one. Basically, I've used to get a couple questions on other videos too, asking how I did that, and I never actually properly answered them, I guess. I might have explained a little bit, but I never did anything like this, and I just recently got one again on that video, probably because it's circulating again for some reason, so I figured I might as well just do a video explaining how I myself do the process. So I'm going to show you with my new laptop, which has Windows 11 on it, but the way that I do this, it still works with Windows 10. So both work, it doesn't matter which one you use. And just to explain it better, the program and whatnot that I use to do so, I have uninstalled it all so I can reinstall it with a fresh state. That way you get to know the whole process. So once you get your computer ready, warmed up and whatnot, what you're going to want to do is go to your browser. I use Opera GX. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I use it because of its limiter abilities. Because if I were to use Chrome, my laptop would be able to run because I don't have enough RAM on this thing. And so I use the limiter right here, the control panel. This is my school laptop. Anyway, the first place that we want to go is just quick Google search for a program called WinAero or WinAero. I don't really know how to properly say it. I just always called it WinAero fast, but I'm sure that's probably not its name. You just click on the first response, assuming that it's not an advertisement. Ignore a lot of the stuff. It's really just a blog post. You can click right here. It says get WinAero tweaker. And it brings you down here. And you can see download or the official download mirror. You can do either one. I'm going to click the download mirror. I learned about this program from a acquaintance that I met online a good 3 or 4 years ago. It's really great. It does a lot of things, and I find it very useful. So I don't use it just for the startup sound. I use it for a lot of other things, like it gets rid of spyware and your ads and whatnot. It's very useful. So now you're going to download it. It's going to open up here. You're going to save it, and you're going to let it download. Okay, once it's done, you can just open it up. Thank you. Excuse me. See, it's right here. We have the zip file. Let's just extract all, put it in the same spot. Okay, cool. Go away. And now that we have the folder, I'm just going to delete the zip because we don't need it. And then I'm going to open up the setup. Hit yes. Next. Normal mode. Accept. You can read through it if you want. Yep. And that's where you want it. And that's what you're probably going to want to call it. And you can create menus, or I'm sorry, shortcuts for the menu. I don't want a shortcut. I only want this for my current user. I don't have another user, but if I were to open up guest or administration, I don't want it popping up. Next, and here's the information that you selected. Install. Cool. And we're not going to visit the website because we don't need to. So finish, and it should open it right up. And then every time you open it, it's going to give you the smart screen issue because it doesn't like that it's an app you downloaded from the internet and not from the Microsoft Store. But you can ignore it because I've used it for a long time now and it's perfectly safe. But here we go. As you can see, some of it's saved for me, like the startup sound here, because I uninstalled it, but I must have not uninstalled everything, unfortunately. But that's okay because this won't be here, so you can just ignore the bookmarks tab. Scroll down to appearance, and it's right here, startup sound. And if you have your volume on, I'm gonna turn mine up real quick because I have it off. You can listen to what it currently is set, which that's what I had it set to originally. Now with that out of the way, you got the first part done. Congratulations. For the sake of the video, because it was referenced for my Windows 7 video, I'm going to make mine Windows 7 themed. So first, for aesthetics, we're going to download an image for the background, which is not necessary, obviously. I'm just doing this because I like the aesthetics. There we go. I'm going to save it. Save image as. And it's a JPEG. Great. Not a WE, not a WebP, or whatever you want to call it. Now that that's downloaded, we can ignore that. So since we want the Windows 7 startup, it's very simple. It doesn't have to be Windows 7, it could be anything if you just want a sound effect. But for the sake of this, I'm going to just type in Windows 7, 7 startup sound. Ignoring these, my instance. I usually use my instance for when I want to download sounds. So you can go straight there if you want and just find whatever they have. And once it's loaded, you can hear it. And then if you want to download it, you download the MP3. Now this is where things get a little tricky for some people. They don't really get how to do this part. And it's fine. They might have looked it up and I don't know if it was too confusing or something. It's easy. Trust me, I have a very simple way. Windows cannot read MP3 files when you're trying to start up because most of the audio files are in the WAV format, the WAV. So you're going to want to convert it. So what I use is Cloud Convert. It's a very simple website. Pretty sure it says based in Germany. That you just upload a file and it'll take it to its servers and convert the file's contents to a different file format. It doesn't do it with every single format, but for the majority of them it does. And fortunately, converting from MP3 to WAV is one of those. So we're going to go to audio. We have an MP3, so we're going to click on MP3, and we want it to be a WAV. So we're going to switch to the WAV. And then we're going to select the file. There we go. See? And now it's set to WAV. We're going to upload it or convert it. Let that upload. It's going to download, or it's going to finish, and you're going to download it. You're just going to save it. And once that's done, you've pretty much got everything to worry about done with. So we can close out of the browser. And get rid of that. So now there's only really 2 steps left. The first step is you don't need the MP3 anymore. You could take the WAV file, and you absolutely have to do this, otherwise it won't work. You have to move it to your PC, to your drive, your C drive, because that's usually your main drive. Whatever drive you have your Windows on, bootable, or whatever you want to call it. You want to go to Windows, and you're going to scroll down until you find Media. Right here. And you're going to take this, and you're going to drag it to Media, and you can just move it. You don't need to copy it. It might complain about not having administrative permissions. Don't really worry about it. You should be able to bypass it. The other thing is if you try to download it straight to the media folder, it won't let you. You have to download it to like downloads first or something and then manually transfer it over. I'm guessing it's just one of those safety features because it's a Windows folder. Alright, so once you're done with that, you can go back into WinRT Tweaker and navigate down to your startup sound, which is right here. And you're going to hit replace startup sound. And it already takes you to media. If it doesn't, you need to find your way back to media. And you're just going to scroll down until you find it. Right here, Windows 7 startup. You're going to hit open. It's going to tell you need to reboot it in order for it to change. And that's fine. Now you're done. For the aesthetic purposes of this video, I'm going to change the background real quick to the Windows 7 background. There we go. And then we can just restart it. And if if it worked properly, then by the time you turn the computer back on, you should hear the startup sound. You can ignore this. I decided to put Linux on my laptop, and that's one of the things you have to have in order to switch between operating systems. You won't ever see that unless you put Linux on your laptop or computer. And there you have it. The startup sound. The reason it didn't the reason you didn't hear or see the background is because I used the quick way to restart it, the Alt F4, and I don't know why, but it doesn't display backgrounds when you do that. It's kind of stupid. But that doesn't matter really. Now, I do know in certain situations there have been times where I've tried to do it, like for instance on my PC, not my laptop, and for whatever reason my monitor just has like this delay upon receiving input from my computer when it turns on. And so I would turn my computer on and have my monitor on, and then by the time it starts displaying the screen on my monitor, part of the startup sound has already gone through. There's a very easy fix to that, but it takes a little bit more time. All you need to do is like take the audio. Don't like when you download the audio in MP3 format. Like if this doesn't happen to you, don't worry about it. It's nothing to worry about. This is just something that happened to me, and it's an easy fix to make it work right. What you're going to have to do is you have to take the MP3 format. Don't bother transferring into WAV format. And you're going to open up like Clipchamp or some sort of video editor, or if you have an audio editor, I guess you can use that too. I just use Clipchamp because it's built in and it's relatively simple. And I'll import the file into the video editor, and it just pops up as an audio. Audio track or something in there. And I drag it forward so much time, like I don't know, it could be 1.5 seconds, depending on how long that delay is. Just try to figure out how long your delay is and then have it so that there's a span of time from 0 to whatever that your display doesn't work, so you don't hear it, to it's suddenly on. And then just have it so that the audio starts at the time that you believe that your display is on. So that way you hear it start at the time you can see it pop up. And that's how you fix that. So once you do that, you'll just save it, and then you take that file, which is in a video format since it's a video editor, and you'll just upload it to Cloud Convert and then convert that video format to WAV and do the same exact thing by putting it in media and setting it. It's a little bit longer, but it's still a very simple and easy way to fix the problem if you're having that issue. And that's how I changed the startup sound on my computers and whatnot. Like I said, very simple. Done through a very easy application that I find very useful. Very happy with the app. It's really cool. The app does a whole lot more things, and I would check it out if I were you. Obviously, this is not anything like a sponsorship or anything. It's just me genuinely liking this app for multiple reasons. And I know I've seen other ways that people say to change the startup sound. Like there's going in the registry and manually doing it yourself. And I've followed a lot of those tutorials, but especially the one with a registry, but it didn't work for me. I don't know why. And this was on Windows 10. And so I doubt that if I tried it on Windows 11, it would work either, because you know how Windows 11 is. So I don't know. I know it worked for some people, but it didn't work for me. That's why I just decided to stick with this route and then just explain it this way, because it's just a lot easier and there's no fuss over it. So if you enjoyed, that's great, and I hope that your startup sound trip goes well and you have a lot of fun with it. So thanks for watching. Also, take a look at this goofy mouse I got. I actually really like it though. It makes it a lot easier to draw things in Paint when I need to. Here's a gift.